Welcome back my YouTube channel Mystery Coins TV. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of South African currency, focusing on one particular coin, this coin 2008 50-cent piece. It might seem like just another coin to the untrained eye, but for collectors and enthusiasts, this piece tells a bigger story. The 50-cent coin from South Africa has undergone various changes over the decades, from size to design. But the 2008 version has sparked significant interest, not just locally but internationally. It's not because it's old or rare in the traditional sense, but because of a mystery surrounding some specific versions that collectors are paying attention to. To understand the significance of this coin, we need to take a closer look at its design. On the obverse, or front side, is the South African coat of arms, along with the country's name written in one of the official languages. The reverse features the iconic Strelitzia flower, also known as the crane flower, a symbol of South Africa's rich biodiversity. At first glance, this coin may look like the standard 50-cent piece used in daily transactions across South Africa. It's made of nickel-plated copper and is 22 millimeters in diameter. But not all coins from the 2008 batch were created equal. Some are believed to have striking or minting anomalies, while others are reportedly part of a limited early mint run with different die markings. According to numismatic experts, there is a small population of these 2008 coins that show very fine differences, either in the font spacing, alignment of the date, or even slight doubling in the lettering. These errors are rare and can increase a coin's desirability significantly. That's where the story starts to get exciting for collectors. Coins with confirmed mint errors or special characteristics often fetch premium prices. Just like stamps with printing mistakes or baseball cards with misprints, these seemingly minor issues can make all the difference. The 2008 50-cent coin has been reported to sell for prices well beyond its face value when the right conditions are met. Some versions of the 2008 50-cent coin are also being sought after because of their limited circulation. It's believed that a small batch was struck and then recalled or withheld, making them nearly impossible to find in regular coin circulation. If you have one of these, you could be holding on to something truly special. The value of these coins depends heavily on condition, uniqueness, and collector interest. Uncirculated or mint condition examples with confirmed errors or rare die markers are the most valuable. Coins that have been graded by recognized authorities like PCGS or NGC often command higher prices at auction or in private sales. Now, let's talk about the number that caught everyone's attention: $5 million. While it may sound unbelievable, there have been online listings and private offers that claim to reach this figure for the rarest version of the 2008 South African 50-cent coin. These claims are typically based on uniqueness and the coin's status as a high-demand collector's item. That it's important to note, however, that while a coin may be listed for millions, it doesn't always mean it sells for that amount. Serious collectors and investors look for authenticity, grading, provenance, and buyer interest before spending that kind of money. Still, the very fact that someone would even price a 50-cent coin at $5 million tells us just how much potential it may hold. If you're curious whether your 2008 50-cent coin could be valuable, the first step is to examine it closely. Look for minting errors, inspect the lettering and spacing, and consider having it evaluated by a numismatic expert. Even small differences could make a big impact on its worth. That you'll also want to check the coin's condition. Coins that have minimal wear and still have their original shine are considered more desirable. Keeping your coins in protective cases and avoiding unnecessary handling can preserve their quality over time. While not every 2008 50-cent coin is worth a fortune, the thrill lies in the possibility. It's a reminder that sometimes treasures are hiding in plain sight, in your change jar, in your wallet, or in a forgotten drawer. And with just a little curiosity and research, you might discover something remarkable. Collectors around the world continue to share photos and experiences of their own finds. Some claim to have picked up valuable coins at flea markets, pawn shops, or even in everyday transactions. That's the magic of coin collecting. You never know when you'll stumble upon a piece of history, This coin 2008 South African 50-cent coin history. This coin 1992 South Africa 20-cents coin. This coin has caught the attention of numismatists around the world, and there's a reason why it's become a hot topic in coin circles. The year 1992 marked a period of major transition in South Africa. Politically, the country was moving towards the end of apartheid, and economically, it was adjusting to global pressures. The coins minted during this time reflect a blend of historic heritage and subtle symbolism tied to the nation's transformation. The 20-cents coin minted in 1992 is made of bronze-plated steel, a material shift from earlier compositions. Prior to 1990, these coins were primarily struck in copper-nickel. The new alloy made production more economical while offering durability for circulation. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find the South African coat of arms. This emblem is beautifully detailed and includes elements like a lion, a shield, and various traditional symbols. It represents strength, unity, and the diverse heritage of the South African people. What's particularly interesting about the 1992 version is the bilingual inscription. The coin features the country's name in both English and Afrikaans, South Africa, and Suid-Afrika, a reflection of the nation's multilingual identity during that era. The reverse side of the coin showcases the striking strelitzia flower, commonly known as the bird of paradise. This plant is native to South Africa and has been used on various coins to symbolize growth, beauty, and the richness of the country's natural resources. Designed by the talented engraver Jan van Zyl, the strelitzia design is a subtle masterpiece. Every curve of the flower is etched with precision, capturing the elegance and vibrance of this indigenous bloom. The diameter of the coin measures approximately 19 millimeters, and its weight is about 3 grams. Though small in size, this coin carries substantial significance in the world of South African currency. Now let's talk about mintage. The South African Mint released several million of these coins in 1992. However, not all were created equal. Some rare mint errors and limited runs have turned a few of these otherwise common coins into highly collectible treasures. One rare error variant includes a misaligned die strike, where the coin's image is slightly off-center. Another involves a double die, where the engraving appears slightly duplicated. These anomalies can drastically increase the coin's desirability and value. Speaking of value, let's break it down. A regular 1992 20-cents coin in circulated condition might be worth around $1 to $5 in today's market. However, coins in mint or uncirculated condition, especially those with rare mint errors, have been known to fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auctions. The most astonishing case involved a pristine, double-die error 1992 20-cents coin that was graded and authenticated, selling for over $2 million in a private numismatics sale. While this is an exceptional case, it highlights the incredible potential hidden within seemingly ordinary coins. Collectors worldwide are now on the lookout for these rare variations, prompting a renewed interest in South African coins from the early 1990s. It's a reminder that coin collecting is not just about metal and design, it's about history, rarity, and timing. How can you check if your 1992 20-cents coin is rare? Start by examining it under good lighting. Look for signs of doubling in the text or design. Check the alignment of the obverse and reverse, and consider having it professionally graded if it appears flawless. Grading services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and certify the condition of your coin, which is crucial if you ever plan to sell it to serious collectors. Certification not only adds credibility but can significantly boost the coin's market value. If you're lucky enough to own one of these rare variants, you might be sitting on a hidden fortune. Even if not, your coin still holds historical and collectible worth, especially as interest in African numismatics continues to rise. At the end of the day, this coin 1992 South Africa 20-cents coin history. This coin 1968 1-cent swart coin. This particular coin may seem like just a regular piece of copper to the untrained eye, but for coin collectors and historians, it represents a story layered in history, politics, rarity, and hidden value. As we journey through its backstory, you'll see why collectors around the world are clamoring for this seemingly modest coin. South Africa's 1-cent coins were minted during a complex period in the country's history. In 1968, The country was in the midst of apartheid, a deeply divisive era that also saw the country isolate itself from many international communities. Coinage from this time often carried subtle symbols and meanings that reflected the social and political context of the day. The 1968 1-cent coin features the familiar portrait of Jan van Riebeeck on the obverse side, a Dutch colonial administrator considered one of the founders of Cape Town. This portrait was standard on many South African coins during this period, symbolizing European influence on the region. However, the version of the coin we are exploring today, the so-called swart coin, has an unusual twist. In Afrikaans, swart translates to black, and it is believed this coin got its nickname due to either a minting variation or a controversial connection to political symbolism. The exact origin of the term swart in this context remains a topic of debate among experts. Some numismatists argue that the swart variant has a slightly different composition or shade due to either an experimental planchet or a limited test run. Others believe it may have been the result of oxidation or a chemical reaction in certain batches of coins that were not widely circulated. Regardless, the term swart has stuck with this specific variety. What makes this coin even more mysterious is that only a handful of these swart coins have been verified. While millions of 1-cent coins were minted in 1968, this swart variant appears in incredibly low numbers, making it one of the rarest coins of South African numismatic history. Some collectors claim fewer than 10 authentic examples have been documented globally. Adding to the rarity, there are certain distinguishing markers on these coins that experts look for. These may include slight differences in coloration, strike depth, edge finishing, and weight. It takes a trained eye, and sometimes lab equipment, to confirm the authenticity of a true 1968 swart 1-cent coin. This extreme scarcity has created a massive surge in interest over the years. As more coin enthusiasts and investors search for hidden gems in their collections, the 1968 swart coin continues to rise in both fame and value. Some were found in old family collections, tucked away for decades without their owners realizing what they had. Now let's talk about value. A verified, authentic 1968 swart South Africa 1-cent coin has fetched astronomical figures at private auctions and numismatic expos. Most recently, one specimen in pristine, uncirculated condition was valued at over $2 million. Yes, you heard that right. A coin once worth just a single cent has become a multi-million-dollar treasure. This price isn't just hype. It's the result of true rarity, historical context, and the growing global interest in rare coin collecting. The value could continue to increase as more collectors and institutions compete to obtain one of the few remaining pieces in existence. How can you tell if you might have one? If you're lucky enough to come across a 1968 South African 1-center coin, it's worth having it professionally evaluated. Look for unusual toning, slightly darker coloration, and any irregularities in texture or edge. But remember, even slight differences must be verified by an expert for the coin to be considered part of the rare swart batch. For those looking to invest in rare coins, this coin 1-cent 1968 swart South Africa coin history.